facilities available with you?
Yeah, now it is
Yes,
working, sir.
okay.
It is started
It's
recording.
working. It's working. Now just give me 1 minute, one last minute, please. Huh? I will just begin with my presentation through my cell phone only. This laptop is giving a bit of issues. Just 1 minute, please. Really sorry for the technical inconvenience, Rakesh.
No problem.
Just give me a minute.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I appreciate the patience which has been shown by the participants. Thank you very much. Dear students, thank you very much. Please hold on for a minute. I am just getting ready. Okay. Rakesh, you can pause the recording for a minute, please. I'll ask you to restart it.
Okay. Okay.
Just
Sure.
a minute. Pause this record. And I will start the presentation now.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Let us start. Yeah. So should I start the session, Rakesh?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So a very good evening to all of you. I am Professor Gajanan Arvinda Nelkar. I am working as Assistant Professor Law at the Symbiosis Center for Distance Learning, which is a reputed law institute in Pune. Okay, I would like to welcome you all in this wonderful session on emerging opportunities in intellectual property rights. Okay, so friends, now if we just try to begin this session with understanding the concept of intellectual property rights, let me just give you an overview what we are going to discuss in today's session. So in today's session, we will be discussing about firstly, the introduction to intellectual property rights. Then we will discuss the types and intellectual property rights. Then we will discuss the significance in practice. And lastly, we will discuss about the emerging opportunities in intellectual property rights. Okay. So friends, firstly, let's try to understand what do you mean by types of property. Okay, so properties can be classified into three categories. The first is movable property, second is immovable property, and third is intellectual property. Now, what is the difference? Let me explain you the difference. First, if we try to understand what is movable property. So movable property is that property which is movable from one place to another. Okay, you can actually move this property from one place to another. That is the biggest advantage. So any property like pen, table, chair, all these can be included under movable property. Okay, what comes under immovable property? Land, building, furniture, not furniture, I would say land, building, agricultural land, non-agricultural land. Furniture is a movable property. Okay, so this is what we understand by immovable property. And the third point is intellectual property. Now let us understand what do you mean by intellectual property. Intellectual property includes any kind of literary works or inventions. Okay, so patents, trademarks, and copyrights. These are the three broad categories of intellectual property. Okay, dear friends, please allow me to share the screen. I will just share my screen and I will just go ahead with the presentation. as I have already started the introduction of the session, I am now sharing my screen. Okay. So as I started with this emerging opportunities in intellectual property rights, I gave you the outline of the session. We are discussing the introduction. I have explained you various types of properties: movable, immovable, and intellectual property. Friends, let us now discuss what are the features of intellectual property. Okay, so please understand that intellectual property is a creation of human mind. Okay, human beings create unique arts like copyrights. For example, a music director owns a copyright, or a singer owns a copyright. What is it? That is something which is unique, that has been created by that person, and he holds the copyright for the same. For example, I'm an author. I write a book. I hold the copyright for the book. Let's say I am a scientist. I have invented something new which has some production value. I can sell the patents for that particular invention to a company that will be called as patents. What do you mean by trademark? You must have seen that symbols like Nike, McDonald's, Reebok. These are the popular symbols which we have seen. All these are trademarks, and trademarks are a part of intellectual property rights. Okay. Remember, it is an intangible property. Intellectual property is always intangible. What do you mean by intangible? It does not have physical existence. It is existent in virtual format or in a soft copy format, you must say. Okay, does not have physical existence, but has got monetary value. This is what we call intangible. So if you are a commerce student or a finance student, you must have heard about assets like goodwill. Okay, so goodwill is an intangible property. Exclusive rights given by laws. There are certain rights that are exclusive and that are provided by law. That means there are acts, there are certain legislations which are drafted for this particular purpose. Copyrights are protected by law. Trademarks are protected by law. Okay. Friends, I am not going to make this session more complicated one by one. I'm just going to take an overview of what are intellectual property. The slides word by word. I'm not going to bore you. Okay. So now let's understand intellectual property, the definition. Okay. Am I audible, Rakesh?
Yeah, you are audible, sir. You are audible. I think, sir, your internet is lagging behind.
I hope I am audible. Yeah,
You are not audible, sir.
connected to Wi-Fi and I. Hello, Rakesh, am I
Yeah.
audible?
Yeah, now you are audible, sir. Perfectly audible.
Okay. Okay. Now, see, as I said, copyrights are related to literary, artistic, and scientific works. It is also related to performances of performing artists, phonograms, and broadcasts. Okay, certain inventions, scientific discoveries, industrial designs, trademarks, all these are included under intellectual property rights. Okay, so this is what we are going to understand. Just a second. I will again share my PPT because it was lost during that connectivity issue. One moment. Yes. So, friends, we are going to keep this session very short. It will be a 35 to 40-minute session. So I would end up by 6:45. Okay. Let me now go ahead. We will now discuss about major intellectual properties. Okay, what are the various types that we are going to discuss today? Copyrights and related rights. Then industrial property. Industrial property includes patents, industrial designs, trademarks, geographical indications, layout designs, topographies, integrated circuits, trade secrets, protection of new plant varieties. Friends, it is important to discuss all these types of intellectual properties because now is the age of intangible properties. Gone are the days where people used to believe more in physical properties. Now the value of intellectual properties has increased. So you must have heard about Mr. Elon Musk, okay, who is the head of Tesla Group. So Elon Musk is the richest person in the world. And do you know how he became rich? He became rich by selling his patents, his intellectual property to a company. Okay. And suddenly he became the richest man. Yeah, suddenly he became the richest man in the world. Okay. So this is the best example. If you want to become rich or richer than you are right now, intellectual property is going to pay you high in the long run. Okay. There are various laws and acts that have been passed in India. So we have the Copyrights Act, Patents Act, Designs Act, then Trademarks Act, geographical indications. Every type of intellectual property has got its own law. Remember, it is very important for a company to protect its intellectual properties. Now, I hope with this introduction, you have understood what is an intellectual property. Intellectual property is an intangible asset of a company in the form of copyright, trademark, and patents, which is protected by this particular law. Now, let us discuss in detail about copyright. Okay, so what is included in copyright? Original literary, dramatic, musical, and artistic works are included in copyrights. Okay, so literary means what? Any kind of books being written, articles written, blogs written, story, screenplay, all these are literary works. Dramatic, any kind of story that has been developed by an author. Okay, so you watch those movies, you watch those plays, all those stories are copyright protected. Okay, for example, let's take a story of Lagan. Lagan story has been protected by copyright, so I cannot prepare a movie similar to Lagan with the same story, Britishers opposing Indians, then Indians playing the cricket match and winning the cricket match. I cannot make a movie like this because that story has been protected by copyrights, and those copyrights are owned by the makers of Lagan. Even the music of Lagan, I cannot prepare the same song in the same tune. Let's say the Mitwa song of Lagan. You must have heard that song, right? So it is protected by copyrights. Okay, artistic works. Work, ideas expressed in material form. Okay, so now we will just skip a bit of this. There are two types of rights under copyrights. Two types of rights are there. First is moral rights, to protect the personality of the author, and second is economic rights, to bring economic benefits. Okay, bringing economic benefits for the author. These are the two types of rights under copyrights. Let us understand more about moral rights now. So moral rights includes any kind of right of authorship, right of integrity, digital manipulation, no right for display, and inalienable rights. Friends, I'm not going to complicate things here. I'll just tell you that it is important to protect the identity of the author. For example, someone wrote a story of Lagan, and the director of the movie just copied that story and did not mention the name of the person that he has written the screenplay of this particular movie. So credit was not given to the author. That means there is infringement of copyrights. Okay, so right of authorship should be protected. Right of integrity should be protected. What do you mean by integrity? Integrity means being truthful to your values. Whenever I am using certain presentation, whenever I am using certain source, I should quote the source because the original author has taken efforts. Okay, I have written 8 books, friends. Okay, so I hold the copyright for those books. Tomorrow, if someone wants to publish those books, they have to take my permission. They have to approach me. They have to take my written permission and give me the royalty for those books. That is what we call moral rights. And what are economic rights? Economic rights include right of reproduction. Okay. So if they want to reprint that particular book, okay, a new edition of a novel, they have to take my written permission. Rights of distribution. Now this occurs in the music industry. You must have seen those music videos. They don't allow you to download. They don't allow you to watch movies. Broadcasting rights are limited. So if there is any movie on Amazon Prime, do you find it on YouTube? No, you don't find it because Amazon has protected the copyrights for the movie. You will not find that movie anywhere else. If you want to watch that movie, you will have to take the Prime membership of Amazon and then you have to access the movie. So right of communication, adaptation, cinematography, translation, rental rights, resale rights, all these rights are included under copyrights. Okay, friends, I won't take much of time in copyrights. Let us just understand that copyrights is valid for a period of 60 years after the death of the author. So during his lifetime, copyright is there, and after 60 years of his death, the copyright will be open for publication. Okay, so let us say today is 2021. We are almost at the end of 2020. So let us take it as 2022. So if someone had died in 2022, let's say 1st January 2020, 1962, I mean to say, 1962, someone died. So his copyrights will get opened. That means anyone can publish his books from 2nd January 2022. Okay. So during the lifetime of the author and after 60 years of his death, publication gets opened. Okay. For a performer, it is 50 years. Okay, so if there is some dramatic work or or an actor, let us say music director, a music director like R.D. Burman, a singer like Kishore Da, Once 50 years of their death have been completed, their songs are open for copyrights. That means no permission needs to be taken. For example, now S.D. Burman died in 60s or 70s. So his copyrights will get opened now. They have been opened. Songs of S.D. Burman can be seen without any copyright now. But with reference to R.D. Burman, I think 50 years have not been completed. He was there till 1991-92. So in 2041-42, maybe his rights will get opened. Kishore Kumar died in 1986, if I'm not wrong. So till 2036, his songs will be copyright protected. Okay, so this is the example which can be given. Let us understand the concept of patent. Okay, so patent is an exclusive right granted for an invention, which is a product or process that provides a new way of doing something or offers a new technical solution to a problem. Okay, what is patent? Patent is unique production right. For example, let's take Land Rover. Do you know the Land Rover car? Land Rover car is now produced by Tata Motors in India. Jaguar and Land Rover, both the brands are produced by Tata Motors. So they have the unique right to produce Land Rover. No other company can produce Land Rover without the permission, without the written legal permission of Tata Motors, because they are the patent holders of Land Rover. Okay, so there is a burger called Mac Aloo Tikki, which you get in McDonald's. The recipe is unique, the taste is unique, the size, shape, color, symbol, vegetables, everything that is used is protected by copyrights and patents of McDonald's. Okay, so that cannot be copied. I cannot sell any other burger in the name of Mac Aloo Tikki, because it has been registered as a patent by McDonald's. What can be patented? Anything which has got novelty, non-obviousness, and industrial application. Friends, try to understand the meaning of this. If you want to register something as a patent, it should be novel. That means it should be new. Secondly, it should not be obvious. Obvious means what? Now, let's take an example of Mac Aloo Tikki. It's a very famous burger of McDonald's. So I'm using the same content, same ingredients, and just name I have changed. Let's say veg burger. No, I cannot do that. It should be non-obvious. Then industrial application, that is utility, should be there. It should generate some money. Just designing some piece that can be used as a wall hanging doesn't make it sensible, friends. You have to produce something which is unique and which can be patented. Okay, so these are the three important things. Validity of a patent is 20 years. Okay, which inventions are not patentable? Machine giving more than 100% performance, perpetual motion machine, Newton's law of gravitation. See, friends, you cannot patent things that already exist. You cannot introduce anything which is already being formulated, registered. So I can give you some examples of patent. You must have heard about turmeric, right? Turmeric, haldi, which we use in our cooking, daily cooking. But at the same time, turmeric has got some medicinal value also. So there were some scientists in 1898 in the USA. Pennsylvania is a place in USA where these people claimed that we have invented turmeric. So there is an organization in India called CSIR. Okay, that CSIR institute objected that turmeric has been mentioned in Indian Puranas, There is a reference of turmeric in Ramayana and Mahabharata. Okay, that it was used during the war time as a disinfectant over the injuries of the war soldiers. Okay, so turmeric has got a history in India, and you cannot claim the turmeric right, the patent of turmeric. So this case was won by that CSIR, and the patent was taken back from America and was granted to CSIR. That is the Indian organization. Even there was one more organization in the USA which started claiming the right over basmati rice. Okay, so India reclaimed that right also. Okay, so friends, I hope you have understood what is patents. Now let us talk about industrial design. Okay, industrial design is another form of intellectual property rights. So design means only the features of shape, configuration, pattern, ornament, or composition of lines of colors applied to any article, whether in two-dimensional or three-dimensional or in both forms, by any industrial process or means, whether manual, mechanical, chemical, separate or combined, which in the finished article appeal to and are judged solely by an eye. So what is industrial design? Industrial design is a size, shape, color of the product, which is unique. So you can see these consumer products. There is a brush, there is a bag, there is a scissor, there are chappals, there is a pen stand, there is an iron machine, there is a comb, watch is there, clock is there, okay, wallet is there. All these are unique consumer products which are industrial designs. Okay, friends, we are running short of time. So what I'll do is I'll just give you an intro about intellectual properties, and then we can move to some question answers from the audience. Okay, so now let me talk about trademark. So trademark, you must have seen this. Trademark is a unique symbol. If you can see this image, friends, well-known marks, well-known trademarks all over the world: Coca-Cola, Godrej, General Electrics. Biggest trademark you can recognize, McDonald's. Okay, McDonald's is known by the M that it utilizes in its logo and name, right? McDonald's, M. Reebok, Nike. These are all signs and symbols that uniquely describe the particular product or service. Okay, service marks include banking, education, finance, insurance. Now you must have seen those unique service marks on the roads while traveling. So where there is a petrol pump, they have the symbol of that petrol pump being utilized. They have the symbol of rupee R near a bank. I hope you must have seen those symbols on road while traveling. If there is a restaurant